morning, peoples. How are we? I hope we're all going well. I will let our guest just join us. There he is. I'm joining him in now. Good morning, my friend.
Hey, Paul, good morning to you. How are you?
Good, Ned. How are you, mate?
Pretty good. Surviving, maintaining. It's nice and bright. You can see this glare here
Look at you. You've
coming
got a
from this
glow to
beautiful
you.
sun.
You've got a beautiful
Yes,
glow.
yes,
Hey, thank you
yes.
for joining, mate. Thank you for joining me.
Appreciate that. No worries.
Let me do a little bit of a preamble. Hey, welcome to Spilling the Kicks. Today I'm joined by a very special guest, Ned. Thank you for joining me, mate.
My pleasure.
Hey, I'm so happy I finally got you on here. I think you're going to bring some class to the organisation, mate. That's why we've got you here. We've got you in. We need you in the company.
Yep.
Hey, so like we like to start with, so it's been a bit of a hard week or a couple of weeks with isolation. What have you been rocking for the last week or so, my man?
In the house, just some old, dirty, nasty, grubby slippers, but I do take walks quite often around the thing. I'm not going to show you my slippers, but if I
Oh,
do,
we want to see them. You've seen my
yeah.
slippers. I've got to show yours.
Oh, I have to get off camera for that. There a way I did put something else on, but the best thing is I got some PG4s that I make sure that I take out and walk around to be bright with, and they're these.
Beautiful. Look at
I
you.
don't know
Yeah.
if the
They're
glare
very bright.
is
That's the Gatorade colorway, yeah?
yes, and
Beautiful.
I love bright bright colors. The brighter the
Yeah.
better. Like I like to make sure that that it's as colorful as possible. Everything in my collection is extremely bright. If you're ever shopping in the shoe store and you look at something on the shelf and you wonder who would wear that, it's me.
You're the
But
bright boy. You love the
yeah,
bright.
yeah, I have
Hey,
friends who just comment and say, "Look, it's not for me, but if you like it, high five."
hey, tell me about those the PG4s. So you wear them? You just wear them out?
Yeah, the just to walk and to go to the grocery store just to maintain some sort of brightness, keep it true to myself. But not often, just in the evenings and make sure people can see me after the sun sets when I'm walking down the thing. It was a long road to get them. I had to go to like 4 or 5 different stores and eventually went to Foot Locker there on
Hmm.
I guess Swanston Street, and they
Yep.
did not have my size, so I had to wait for them to order, and I don't know if anybody's ever ordered shoes from Foot Locker before, but the service was abysmal. Just just
yeah,
just letting you know, they
it's
just
very
showed up
hit
at
and
the
miss, Walker, isn't it? Hey, what size are you?
10 and a half or a 43, depending
Uh,
on what measurements we're using.
yeah,
Nike sometimes around 11, it depends on the fit. Converse
bit,
about an 11.
bit hard, isn't it? It's a mainstream sort of size. That's the hard part. I'm okay. I'm 12, sometimes pushing 12 and a half, so I sometimes get away with it a bit easier. Hey, I'm going to show you a pair that I've been doing. So I've started running again in the last couple of months. So since we've been back, I haven't run for a lot.
Yep.
So I pulled these out. These are my old fly knits. I brought these a
Oh,
long time ago. So
yes.
it's a fly knit. They're the 5.0 Nike Freeze.
Yep.
All right. I like them. You know what I forgot I forgot that I put them on. Um, hang on a minute. I've just got another call going on in the background. So what happened with these is I put them on the other day and I forgot how restrictive they are. So the lacing, all right, they're just so tight because it's the one fly knit. The thing that I like about them is they're nice. They look good too. So they're bright. They're almost bright enough for you, Ned.
Yes, they are. I was going to say that the brightness is gets my tick of approval.
Definitely. They're
And
really good. But that's the thing. So I noticed when I started this a week ago, what I was picking up, what I've been wearing the last week or so, is not what I would normally wear. You know, it's all the stuff
yeah,
that I'm running and exercise. It's all my exercise shoes. I've got about 40 of those. So it's about
it's,
40 shows of exercise. Hey, I got you on because I love your stash. Can you
yeah.
let me see something amazing, please?
Okay. So you know how crows are not just bright things, but crows are also attracted to like metals, bright pieces of
Yes.
metal. And I love a shoe with some hardware on it. So if most of my shoes, a lot of my collection has to have hardware on it. And so one pair that I had with hardware, I don't know if this is acceptable, but see the
Oh
spikes on
wow!
the
Look at
back of
you.
these bugs, I believe they're called.
I love
But
them.
what I wanted to show you is kind of one of my prizes that I
Yes,
hardly
please.
ever get to wear, but I'm gonna break them out. So I have
Oh, I love
these.
them.
They're shiny, they're metallic, they have plenty of metal, they have a bit of graffiti going on in the background,
These are
and
phenomenal.
I got to grab these on one of my bad days when I was shopping and shouldn't be spending money. I walked by the store and I
Shopping is not a
found these
bad
as
day,
well.
mate. There's no
I
shopping
know,
bad.
except if you do it too much and you have to make other moves in life. But
That's
I, you know,
that's
I'm
the
addicted.
aftermath. We don't worry about that.
Yes,
Hey,
I'm addicted.
yeah. So you know what? These are the first pair I ever saw that you own. This is how I got to know
Yeah,
you, by the way.
yes,
I had a photo of these sent to me from my partner Ulrika before we were married. She sent me and said, "Hey, there's this guy at work. He loves sneakers," and that's how I've
yes,
been tracking you down. Tell us
yes.
how these came about. So you went on shopping. Where'd you get them from?
So I got them from the Christian Louboutin store in Chaston. But before I did that, I went into the store in the David Jones, and I was had to exchange some cologne that I bought, and the bottle was broken in the package. So I went to exchange it, and on my way out, I was quickly trying to meet some friends, and I caught them in the eye. My eye caught them as I walked past the
Yeah,
window,
yeah.
and I said, "Oh, I have to have them." And the sad thing is that they were a half a size. The pair that they had in the store was a half a size too small,
That's
and I was like, "Well, it fit, but it wasn't perfect."
yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, well, I have to have them anyway." So I went and got them from David Jones at that size, and just happened to be in Chadstone a few days later, and went into the store there, and the the lady that runs that store recognized me from the David Jones store. She was there helping out, and usually you're not allowed to exchange them because the David Jones store is separate from the
Oh yeah,
flagship
of
store.
course. Even though they're all the
And
same, they're separate. Yeah, yeah.
but I sweet talked her into allowing me to exchange them. So she sold me the better size, and I was able to go back and give them back to the David Jones store. I felt a bit bad about it,
No,
but I got
don't.
my perfect size, and I make sure
How do they
that I
wear? Do they wear well?
absolutely, yeah. The calf leather inside, get the calf leather inside, so they form to your foot quite easily. They're a bit like Chuck Taylor's, not as narrow as a Chuck Taylor would be, or not as narrow as a Nike would be. So it's good. I got a kind of a wide foot in front, so they fit very comfortably. The creasing isn't very bad as well. So you know how when you wear them and they crease. I'm not a fan of the big chunky shoes that people are doing these days. So they're nice and sleek and slender into the front there.
Yeah.
Um, and but it's very hard to find something that kind of like goes with them.
Yeah, I was going to ask, how do you wear them? Jeans or?
Yeah, jeans. I actually went and bought a jacket that was exactly this iridescent kind of color. It
Oh,
was
nice.
it was a one of a kind jacket, and I bought it because I needed them specifically for an event. And I had these shoes in that jacket, but
That's
when I brought
phenomenal.
the jacket home, the jacket was just way too much. It was metallic and things. I've worn them to work once on a day, and the office went nuts and called
Yes.
them all sorts of obscene things. I mean, I've gotten these are my gay dragons or my unicorn shoes or things like none of which offends me because like I said, the
No.
better the better. Yeah, yeah. So they're
Who wouldn't want to be a dragon or a unicorn, mate? We all do.
I know, right? Some
I
magical
do. I
powers and
do.
stuff. Like, let's
I
do it.
love them. That's
Yeah, I
I
know
reckon
that's
the
right.
day that that's the day I reckon I got the photo from Eureka. Was when
Yes.
you sent that day.
And another interesting thing is I do a little bit of martial arts, and this now turns into a weapon because I can still make it to the cheekbone. Yeah,
Yes.
so,
Oh my goodness.
so
All right.
just
If I
protect me
see
on these
you in
mean
those,
streets.
I'm never going to offend you. Hey,
Yeah, no, no, no.
I'm going to show you a pair from my collection. Um, so about 6 months ago, I sort of started. I've been a Nike boy my whole life, right? That's all I
Yeah,
lived. Nike shoes, Nike clothes. I reckon I had Nike everything. I sort of started to branch out, and New Balance was something that I've liked. And got older, you're going to like these. So I call these my dad Brunswicky shoes, right?
yes, yeah,
My New
absolutely.
Balance. They're my New
Yes, yes,
Balance. And what I love is I think if you can see in the bottom, it says the intelligent choice.
yes, yes,
Right?
yes. Fair enough.
It's a very nice way of saying the old person's shoe, right? New Balance has always been that old, so I thought I'd buy a pair of New Balance. It was a while ago. These are the 574s. What I
Yeah.
did to them though, I took the laces out and I put one of those expanders to test it.
Okay.
Bad idea. I've really had some problems with them, right? Because they're good to hold on. You're supposed to slip them in. But I like this sort of colorway, but it's actually really restrictive. Again, 2 pairs today I've talked about. Both pairs,
Yep.
very
Yep.
restrictive. Maybe I've got a wide foot or just, yeah, so I think I got this wrong. But I really enjoyed these. I wore them a bit when I first got them, but they're not as stylish as. I'm feeling very underwhelmed. I thought I should have brought something more up in my game. I don't have game. This is my game, Ned. Mine is very conservative game.
That's all right. Everybody has to feel the spectrum. I love the New Balances. When we were growing up, and I got a friend from Coatesville on here now. It's my hometown back in the United States, and
Yes.
he'll recognize this. But we call New Balances Nintendos for some reason, and we always
Ah,
had the fresh pair of Nintendos for school, and Reebok Classics too. It's that was everything in the 80s and 90s. It was like Reebok Classics and the new pair of Nintendos, because the New Balances came out in interesting colors back then, and they were definitely on the list of back to school shopping for all of us all. So I have a special place in my heart for
yeah.
some New
You know what?
Balances.
You know what I like about them? They're actually, they weren't that expensive. They're really well
Yeah,
made, right? If you can
yeah,
see, they're really good, right? Whereas, some of the other stuff you get, like the end. You remember when I was growing up, I used to think that was a Z. How silly am
yeah.
I?
So
I think it was a Z. I was like, what the hell's a Z on the shoe? They're New Balance. Why wouldn't they have an N? And I went, oh, that makes sense.
yeah, it looks
Hey,
like a backward. It's backwards. I mean, yeah, it's confusing because the N is backwards on them there too.
yeah, on
But I
one
like
side
the
it's backwards, yeah. On one side it's backwards, but then on the other side it's not too bad when you. But it's
yeah.
just, I think it's in my thing. So hey, thank you so much for joining me. I'm gonna
No
have to
worries,
get
my
you back.
pleasure.
I reckon we're gonna get you back a few times here.
Oh yeah,
Hey,
wait till this ban is lifted because there's some new things coming out. I have a pair of Montclairs that I need, and
oh my
the pair of Dior Jordans. Now the
mate,
Dior Jordans are impossible to get, but we'll have to work the system to see if we can get the hookup somewhere around the world to send us these because they're
hey,
hot.
most definitely. You let me know. We've got some
Yeah,
contacts. I might put you in touch with. Hey, what I want to say is you're going to
it's
be, I think you're going to be my high-end go-to guy. You've got some
okay.
high-end stuff. Luke's going to be jealous. Lukey, one of our old
Yeah,
blokes, is going to be a little jealous. He
yeah,
thinks he's high-end, but he's not. He's really trailer trash.
yeah. Oh, secretly I am too. I've just made a lot of progress in my life, but I'm
So
a
I
brat
just
and spoiled. I know this. Yeah,
we just put the jackets on. We just put the clothes on. It's the Emperor's New Clothing
yeah,
sort of style, right?
yeah.
Hey,
Well,
thank you so much, my man.
no worries. We'll catch up soon. Stay safe and healthy.
Yeah, you too. So, hey, that was Spilling the Kicks for today. If you want to be on Spilling the Kicks, you can DM us directly on Spill the Kicks or at Old Blokes Love Sneakers too. And you can get on here and you can be like Ned. You're never going to be like Ned, but you can try and be like Ned. Thanks, my
I know
man.
that's right. All right.
You be
Thank you very
good,
much.
buddy. I'll speak to you
Enjoy.
soon. Thanks,
All right.
man.